give everybody a second to get in here. By the way, I'm back.
Yes, Adam's back. Yeah.
Hey. All right. Well, welcome and hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Backseat podcast. Wow, it's been a long 2 weeks, and I've missed all of you dearly. We have Henry here as always. Hello, Henry.
Why, hello there, friend.
I'm not dead.
No, you're not. I don't know what the hell
so
happened.
Happy. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
Because I've had a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I've been told. So you've told me.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die twice in 2 weeks. I don't think that's a good time.
Yeah, we briefly discussed one of the reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to start talking about that now, or do you want to start with Adam the Vape Permit? Because I know y'all were out doing stuff this week.
We'll do Adam the Vape Permit for a second because you missed a couple of things. You missed Zach's birthday on Saturday.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Yes. Hello. Happy birthday, Zach. Happy belated birthday. I was present, but yeah.
I was not. Sorry.
Nah, you were dying. You were busy dying.
Yeah. What else did I miss?
Not much. I actually have to remember because my memory's been shot with how busy I've been the last couple of days and how chaotic everything has been.
Well, y'all were gonna go to Scarborough Fair. I was too, but
that got rained out and that got rescheduled to Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yes. Were you going with us to that, by the way?
I was going Sunday. I was gonna go on Sunday, and then the rain. I didn't want to be miserable, so I just said no. We're not. I don't want to go march around in the mud. And then Andrew texted us and said, "Yep, y'all called it. Rained out."
Yeah, he. I don't remember what he said specifically, but like I just remember him jinxing it, saying it's like everything's gonna be good to go unless it starts raining, and then lo and behold, the day before it's like thunderstorm warning. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I saw coming, and I was like, it sounds like fun, and I've never done it before, and Ivy was super excited to go, and then we looked at the forecast, and we're like,
yeah, I've never been. I'm pretty sure that's where you eat mutton. It's either that or Medieval Times, one of the two.
That's Medieval Times.
Okay, I just know that if I can, I'm gonna buy a big thing of mutton. I'm gonna eat that thing.
I would love. Actually, you know what? I'd pay to see you march around with a leg of mutton.
If they would allow me, I will just rip my shirt off and act like a dumb heathen, like 1600s heathen, and going around eating mutton.
I like it. I also think they've got like axe throwing and old longbow shooting there, and then I would venture to guess they have a ton of beer.
Probably.
Which sounds like a good time.
That being said, are you going Saturday with us?
I'm working Saturday.
You couldn't get it off?
No. Well, I would if I had not called out sick this past Friday or this past Saturday.
Okay.
That's the other time I almost died.
That was from the vaccine, right?
Yeah. I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine on Friday of this past week. And I said, no, I'm not busy Monday, Andrew. I'm looking at chat, sorry. But this past Friday, I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I researched for like 3 days on getting an appointment at like a CVS or something to get Pfizer. Because I didn't want to get sick. Well, I got Johnson & Johnson, and I got really, really sick. Henry, have you gotten your vaccine yet?
No, but Issa has, and Issa got knocked the fuck out by the second dose.
It knocked me on my ass really hard. I woke up Saturday at like 7:30 with a 102 fever.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I was just drenched in sweat, and I'm like, nauseous. I couldn't eat, couldn't drink anything. I texted my boss. I go, hey, what I thought was gonna happen didn't happen. I am now sick. I'll see you Tuesday.
Yeah, from the way that it was described to me is like the vaccine, if you get side effects, it's like it's only 1/10 of what you actually get if you really get sick with COVID.
That's what I've heard. However, a lot of people in our group have had COVID, including myself and Ivy. Ivy got sick, but it wasn't that bad, and I had no symptoms, so I wouldn't know. But if that's a tenth of what we would get, I'm glad I never got the full thing.
Oh yeah, no.
Because you can ask Ivy, I was the biggest baby on Saturday. I was the biggest wuss, and all the stuff on TikTok and Twitter is like, men are babies when they're sick. It's true. I'm a wimp when I'm sick. Call me a 4-year-old. I don't want to do anything. I want to be taken care of. Damn it.
I mean, it's an excuse if you're sick. You have an excuse. That's the moment where you're like, I'm dying. I can't take care of myself. I don't need you to wipe my ass for me, but please at least feed me.
Right. Like, just make me eat. Yeah. Or like, help me take my temperature.
Yes.
Help me out of bed. And she did. Ivy was great. She hung by me all day, and it was really nice. Also, we were dog sitting, so I had one of my parents' dogs here with us, and it was fine. I just felt bad because I couldn't really, take her for a walk or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you know what? I'm fully vaxxed up now. I'm like, 4 days from it, and the only thing left is I can't lift my arm up past about here. And I don't know. Go get your vaccine, kids. Or whatever. I don't care what you do.
Yeah. The vaccine coming out and being people like taking it as often as they have been, like now the populace is finally starting to come back to normal. For Texas, hasn't really been that way for a while. It's just a mask thing. But
yeah,
much to Andrew and a lot of other people's excitement, concerts and life is coming back.
I can't wait. I'm so happy. When I got my vaccine, and I knew when I was going in that the Johnson & Johnson's a 1 dose, and I think it really didn't kick in until about 20 minutes after I got the vaccine and went back to work.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it's over. Oh my God, it's over. I can go do things now.
Yep. And now you don't have to wear a mask in public.
I'm still going to, kinda.
There's literally no need for it.
Right, but at the same time, I don't want to, well, there's a whole lot of reasons. I think, so here's what it is in my shop, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For people who don't listen, I work in a vape shop. I'm there 40 hours a week, and whenever somebody comes in without a mask, they don't have to put one on. I don't care. They usually go, I've been vaccinated. I'm like, all right, come on in. And if they're comfortable with me taking my mask off, I will. But if they come in with the mask, I'm just going to put mine on too. Just try to be kind, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. And trying to make people wear a mask just isn't worth it, especially in Texas.
Yeah, so for you, it's more like a conscientious thing, like being aware of other people and how they feel about it. Yeah.
Right. I don't want to make somebody else uncomfortable.
See, I wouldn't care. It's like the moment that I get vaccinated, I have the right to not have to wear it. I'm not going to.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your choice. I support you on that one.
Well, thank you.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's like, especially like going back to the gym and everything, now that COVID's kind of disappearing. Even working out just a tad bit. Like if you've seen people wearing those weird masks before COVID, the ones that like restrict oxygen or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those can kind of get annoying. It's kind of the same thing, so.
Yeah, my brother, I think I've said it on here before. He's an athlete, and he bought one of those, and he was like 12. One of those restriction masks. Those are really dumb looking.
Andrew in chat, I'm gonna keep wearing them so that people can't see my face, and I can immediately tell them that I'm robbing them.
There you go. You got to get the jump on them. The element of surprise.
Gotta let them know who's boss by asserting your mask dominance.
He's right. There's nothing. Like I said, he's right. But yeah, the vaccine was super easy. Mask equals only eye makeup. That's the only reason Ivy keeps wearing a mask.
Yes,
and that's the reason I keep my masks away from her.
Because she keeps dirtying up the mask.
I'll go to put one on. Yeah. I'll go to put one on, and it looks like somebody's face is on the inside of it.
Yeah. At the beginning of it, at the beginning of it all, I accidentally made the mistake once of putting on cologne before leaving out, and then my mask just stunk of my cologne the entire time that I was out, and I was just like, oh, I can't breathe. This is so noxious.
Did it give you a headache?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it smells nice when you're like whiffing it every once in a while, but like if it's in your nose constant, you're like, oh please, I can feel my brain dying.
I've done that, and I've got a beard, and the joke with beards is things stick in beards.
Yep.
So if I eat like Mexican or something, and I go to put a mask on, it just smells like Mexican food for the next 3 days.
Yep.
It gets really bad.
See, that's why you got to clean the beard better.
Yes, I agree, and I do, but not immediately after I eat. That's my fault, I guess.
You can be excused for that. You can be excused for that. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not like I wake up in the morning and just like have food on my breath from the night before and then just put on a mask and go out.
Yeah, no, I'm more thinking of like, I know it's not actually true, but I'm just like Adam the Neckbeard, where you're like covered in like Cheeto dust, and you're like, hello, and you're just like reek of like Mexican food and tacos.
You just lady.
Oh God. How does
I'll never do that again.
How would Ivy live with that? I don't know. I don't think she would.
She'd make fun of it and bully me until I stop.
Yeah, probably.
Which I deserve. I'll be real with that. I deserve that shit. But speaking of feeling like I was dying, if everybody noticed, I was gone last week. And by the way, Dink and who's the other gentleman? I forgot his first name. I only know him by his Discord name. Henry?
Call Crispy. Call him Crispy.
Crispy. Dink and Crispy did a great job filling in for me, and Henry did a great job taking the reins. So thank you to all three of you for making an awesome show last week.
It was a good time. Yeah, I'm sad you weren't there.
Yeah, I am too. And this is going to be the most embarrassing story I have. So,
do tell.
Working in a vape shop, we often get people that come in asking for other legal loophole substances. So, kratom, this like technically legal opiate that's really not supposed to be legal, but it is. We get some weird people come in and asking about that. And then we also get people coming in asking about Delta 8. I think I told you right beforehand what Delta 8 was, but just so everybody else knows.
Yeah.
It's THC. Delta 8 is just another type of THC, because Delta 9 is the one that's federally illegal. Delta 8 is not.
That's the one that they loophole everything with, right?
Yep, absolutely. So your disposables, your carts, they even have bud, your Delta 8 bud, which is kind of stupid. I don't get it. But then there's edibles. And I've always said, man, if I were ever going to partake regularly, it would probably be with edibles, because I don't want to smell like weed, and those carts have been hurting people a few years ago. And my boss gave me a sample. And it's a gummy. I don't remember what the percentage is, but I bit off half of the gummy one night. I think it was that Saturday night, and I went, I'm not feeling anything. It had been like an hour and a half, so I took the rest. An hour and a half after that, I felt like I was going to die.
Yeah, I knew where that was going.
I had the worst panic attack I've ever had. I sat in bed doing this with my fingers for like 2 hours, and I'm like, no. I can't stop. My muscles just keep twitching.
Oh, no.
And Ivy's sitting there next to me. She's like, well, I don't know how to help you. I told you not to.
He's like,
I know, but I need help.
He's like, you dumb SOB. I told you not to do this, but you did it anyway.
Yeah.
Now look at you. Old Twitch fingers.
It's so triggered right now. I'm sorry. I know you taught me better.
I was going to say, like, where have I heard that before?
I felt so awful that night, and it carried over. I think I was up all night, just freaking out. My muscles were twitching really bad, as I'm sure I was doing by myself. And when it come time to get on the pre-show meeting, I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't. I told you I just didn't feel well. I just felt shitty. I didn't want to be on. In reality, I couldn't get out of bed.
Did you know? I get that. I understood. For the like, you hadn't been talking to me that entire week, so I was like, either he's really busy or he's dead. And so when you talked to me, you're like, okay, he's at least not dead.
Right. To be fair, I was busy that week, but then I was an idiot, and I did what I did, and I don't suggest that to anybody.
No.
Be careful with your edibles. That's all I'm saying. Wait an extra half hour.
Make sure you're all right. You know, make sure you're all right.
Yeah. After that, fine. I was just curious, and my boss is like, "Here, have these samples. I'm thinking about selling them." I went back. I told him. He called me a moron, and then I didn't talk to him for a day. So that was my experience with edibles and why I wasn't around last week. So I'm sorry to everybody who was looking forward to it. It was just so dumb.
Yeah, that's it. It happened. We're past it. Adam is no longer on his deathbed, twitching away. Right.
Well, I was 3 days ago too. Man, I've had a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah, you not a good time, but you know what? It's okay. Good times ahead.
You know what? There better be. There really better be.
Hey, on the bright side, it's like at least you know you're fully vaccinated, so you can partake in life when it comes back out. You've learned your lesson about your boss and his gifts of
gifts of samples means you're my guinea pig.
Yep, that is what's going to happen.
And I love my boss, so I'll gladly accept that sometimes.
Yeah, but
my stupid ass.
Man, okay, you say death. I joked about the deathbed, and I am now just infuriated because it reminded me of the fucking author of Berserk dying, and that was posted in the general chat like I think a couple days ago, and I am livid. I am livid because Zach and I were talking about that. Do you know what Berserk is?
Okay. No idea.
Okay. Berserk is a fantasy manga.
Okay.
The written form of an anime.
No, I got that.
It is fantastic on both a story basis and an artistic basis. Like there are full panel artworks in the manga that you see just drawn out in unbelievable detail, like full structures. Yes, exactly what it is. Dark fantasy manga. That's what Dink said right there is basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is fantastic. However, it has had one problem since inception, and that is that the author was a slow, like, I say it in jest, because I didn't know him personally, and I like his work, but he was a slow to write piece of shit. And everyone in the community who loved this fucking manga was like, yeah, it's good, but it's always on hiatus. And it's like it was on hiatus for literally years at one point, where it's like people thought it wasn't going to come back. And everyone was making the joke of like, oh man, you know, the author's going to die before he finishes the manga. And lo and behold, he fucking bites the dust. The son of a bitch goes and bites the dust before he finishes it.
So what is the cause of death been revealed?
It was, hold on, let me take a gander real quick. It was an aortic dissection. Yeah, what Dink said there. It's an aortic dissection. Something went wrong in his, I believe,
aorta. Yeah,
in a surgery, I believe it was. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and he bit the dust for it. So may he rest in peace.
Absolutely. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Dink, if you have the article, link it in chat for me so I can pull it up.
Wait, can you post links in chat?
It should be able to. It should be able to.
I don't think I turned that on.
Not at the moment. Fair enough.
Do better, Dink. We love you.
We just post. Fair enough. Well, appreciate it anyway.
Yeah. Thanks anyways, Dink.
But yeah.
Well,
that's and it's like there are two reasons why I'm angry and livid about it, because they recently did a Crunchyroll production, not Crunchyroll themselves, but like one of the 3D CGI stuff for Berserk that they released on Crunchyroll and across the world that everyone basically cumulatively agreed was garbage. It didn't do the drawing or the anime justice in the way that it should have. Like, because they had full-length feature films, basically chronicling the first few like major arcs of the story, and those were fantastic. And then comes along this garbage, and you're like, oh no. And then the other reason that I'm angry is because I guess he was no longer drawing it towards the end. It was a studio that took on the role. So the studio, I feel like now has the job of taking upon themselves of finishing the story. And
it's probably just not going to end very well.
No, probably not. That's my biggest fear.
So how long had this thing been running?
Oh God. Let me Google that real quick because I actually don't know. I get in really, really late.
Gotcha. Because like I this is outside of my wheelhouse completely, but I like learning about it, so I'm trying to relate it to something that I know of.
Okay, so really not. Imagine it's been running for 33 years. 33 years? Hold on.
Gotcha.
Am I doing the math on that right? Yeah, 33 years. So, started in 1988, all the way through the present, and we'll never get the original author's rendition of the ending. That's the really sad part.
It makes me wonder if he probably had it written out somewhere. I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Just like a basic outline is like, this person dies, this person ends up here, this big battle, this person's victorious, all is well. I doubt that's that way. Wow, this art is actually really damn good.
Now, did you Google it?
Yeah, I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an image that like does it justice, but a lot of it is relatively pretty graphic in nature, but it's like it's just extra.
Gotcha. Yeah, the art looks really, really detailed and good. And
there's one panel in particular that I just don't remember what volume it came from, but it was just like this full rendition of a city, or not a city, a castle wall and a tower looming over, and it was just absolutely beautiful the way that it was drawn.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the world a little bit sadder place because of it.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be like one of my favorite. Manga, comic, are those interchangeable, or is it manga, graphic novel?
Manga specifically originates from Japan, but they're essentially like American comic books. And then graphic novels are completely different, to my understanding.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to relate it. Like I said, this is so far out of my wheelhouse, but I am interested in it now that I'm looking at this.
Oh, no. It's totally understandable. It is what it is.
Right. So, how old was this guy? He couldn't have been that old.
I think he was in his late 50s.
What was his name? Kentaro Miura?
Yes. Yep, that's the one.
All right, let me look him up. I want to see how old he was. 1966? Oh, all right.
So that's...
Yeah, mid to late 50s.
45? No. No, 55. 55, yeah. 55. Yeah, so he was middle-aged, a little leaning towards the older side. So it's like he still had years to go.
So how's the fan reaction been from this? Are you like the main reaction of the fans, or are a lot of people just sad and that's it?
I think the majority reaction, because I'm not fully involved in the community. I just like the comic itself. But
gotcha.
I feel like the majority of the community, for the most part, is mourning. Like they're all like, shit, rip in peace. He was a good man. Like all the typical like condolences to the family and stuff. Right. There's the select few that also like are just complete shitters, and they're just focusing solely on the, on the lack of like the story completion. But for the most part, I think everyone's being like super respectful and being like, yeah, May he rest in peace. Condolences to the family, etc., etc.
Yeah, I can't stand when people do that when they're like, "Well, now we're not gonna get it done." Obviously, you're doing both.
Yeah,
That's fine. But the people who are only focusing on, "Well, now we'll never get it," screw that guy. That's ridiculous. I hate when people do that. It makes me sad.
there's no like pinch for humanity there. It's just people being dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, that is sad. I can't believe he still had a lot of life to live. I mean, he probably had a lot more stories to write too.
He had a good run, I'd say.
I can really relate to being a slow to write POS. I don't know if I told y'all this, but y'all know me long enough. Like I'm creative. I write a lot, obviously, or I used to. And up until about 2-3 months ago, I was suffering from writer's block really bad, to where I could get 3 lines out and that's about it. And I'd say, "Oh, I just started this song, or this little story I was thinking of," and then I can't get more than 2 lines into it. And then 3 weeks later, it'd be like, "Well, hey, how's that thing going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's never happening." So I can relate to the slow to write thing.
It's like whenever Andrew asks me how the book is going. Yeah, I have 2 books that I borrowed from him that I've had one for over a year now and I have not read it. But yeah, you did tell me something about like a project you were doing though, like a little.
I have an announcement to make, and if I had people want them later, I'll get our sound bites up. But I didn't think they would fit in this context very well. But I would play just a bunch of them right now. But I do have an announcement. I am starting work on my first EP currently. I'm writing as we speak.
Oh, what kind of EP are you working on?
Solo, acoustic, a little more produced on it, DIY, indie, just seeing what I can do.
Okay.
I've been wanting to do my own. Obviously, my dream career is to be a musician, as evidenced by
the wall
beauty here. Yeah. But it's never really worked out, and I've never gotten to the point where I can be like, "All right, let's get you, me, and you together, and let's go play some music." I've never had that since high school, and it's hard to meet people, especially now, when I'm old enough and I have the money to kind of do such things. I just decided, let's get some creativity out and put some music out there. So I'm really excited for it. I'm definitely thinking along the lines of like 4, 5, or 6 original songs, just release that as the EP, and then I want to record just a ton of covers, because that's some of my favorite stuff to do, is reimagining my old favorites.
See, I kind of understand the artistic desire, because like back in high school, I also played the saxophone. Not well, mind you, but I played the saxophone. And before that, I played the piano, and I have wanted some amount of like, I've had some amount of desire to get back into that. So I can fully understand like the writer block, and now you're suddenly coming to fruition with it all. How deep into it are you?
I have 1 song written.
Okay.
That's about it. And then I'm working on cutting down the covers, because I know so many songs from so many great bands that I love. And of course, like I send it in our music channel, in our Discord server, every 3-4 months. The Revival Tour concert, I want to do songs off of that. So I think I'm whittling it down to what 4 or 5 songs do I want to pick from there, redo them and put them on my record. It's just a matter of what do I think will do well, what kind of ideas do I have for certain songs, because I don't want it to just be straight acoustic and vocals. I want to add some stuff in there and have 2 guitar parts, maybe bass part if I need it. If I need to hire a drummer, I will. He's not going to get paid very well, though.
We can call Tate.
I don't know who that is, but hey, if he can drum.
Seifert's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Seifert lately?
Zach and Seth and Issa recently hung out with him. I haven't seen him for a while, though.
Good. I'm glad he's still alive.
Yes, he is.
I haven't talked to him so long.
He's
I
doing
have an
well.
old clip. I still have that old clip on my laptop when we were playing PUBG when we first met. And we paused our session at the load-in menu. He's like, I gotta go pee. He walks away, and then I just hear the most blood-curdling screech come through his headset. And while he was peeing, he had screeched very loudly, and his mic had flipped down, so I heard everything. I was so terrified, but then I couldn't stop laughing.
I forgot about that.
He goes, I'm sorry you heard my mid-piss screech. I still have that somewhere. I'd like to find it and upload it one of these days.
Andrew, he scream pisses.
It's great. It is. Once you figure out what it is, that it's not a man getting murdered, it is funny.
I forgot.
I swear to God.
I forgot about that.
Man, the old days were fun, man. Back when I had a PC that barely worked.
Oh, yeah. I was working off a laptop.
So was I. Oh, my God.
I was cooking my testicles every time I played that game.
My computer would about take off every time we played that game, and every recording I did was just so low quality because my computer couldn't handle more than one thing at a time.
See, now we're big boys and we can afford better things. However,
right,
the better things are constantly out of stock because people keep scalping the 3090s.
Are the 3090s still out of stock?
Yep.
Who's the main people scalping them? Is it crypto miners?
Yeah, it's crypto miners. Yeah.
I heard, and I don't have a source for this because I just saw it in passing, but I thought it would be valuable information if it starts getting a little more traction. Maybe if I can find it, we'll talk about it next week. But apparently NVIDIA's making 3090s and 30 series that are way less optimal for mining.
They're deliberately making it less optimal?
Optimal for mining, yeah. I don't know how they could do that. I just saw it in passing, so I don't. Let me look it up. Just give me a second. 3090. Let me look it up.
No, go for it. I'm also trying to look it up.
Graphics card less optimal mining. Because I know I saw this. Ethereum mining. No, I guess not.
Nope.
I think I saw it. I think it might have been IGN, like on Facebook or something. I don't really remember. You see, Andrew knows what he's talking about, so I'll trust him. I don't know how they do that. The GPU functionality is just a separate dedicated CPU. I agree. So I don't know how they would do that either.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is.
Right. And if that's something they're marketing, who knows? Maybe the price.
I mean, if they somehow find a way to make that a thing that they do, good for them. It might make people happy. I don't know how they'll do it, but I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it either, but I think it's interesting that if that is something that they're doing, that's a route they're going. I think it's definitely. I don't know. Maybe they're getting too many complaints.
Well, people are very angry, myself included. I have been trying to get my hands on one for quite literally months.
What do you have in your computer now? 1080?
1080 Ti, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's probably time for an upgrade. Ivy's thinking about getting a PC built.
Ooh, is she?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of PC was she looking to build? Gaming or just work type?
A little bit of both, kind of like mine. Mine's good. Mine's a jack of all trades kind of thing still. A little more emphasis on video games, but still.
Yeah, fair.
So I was like, I can probably upgrade some stuff in mine. She doesn't have to pay so much. It's a good excuse to upgrade a little bit.
Well, yeah, I remember when we helped put it all together. I forgot about that.
That was a fun night. That's where Ivy got the Smiles McGee name.
Yeah,
she was hammered.
Yeah, I remember the panic that we had when we were like, oh shit, it's not working.
No, we couldn't find a DisplayPort cable. I was like, I know I bought one and I put it somewhere in this house. It's in this, and it was sitting on the counter.
No, because
upstairs.
I remember that after we found the cable, we were having the issue of, I think it was either not booting or something went wrong in the boot process.
Right, and it was going so quickly that we couldn't access the BIOS.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, we were getting very angry. Your computer was too good at the time.
Yeah, it's still fast. I think honestly that's one of the better projects I've ever done, and also thank you to you and Andrew for coming out to help, and for everybody else for coming to hang out that night.
It was a good time. It was a good occasion. It was an excuse to come out and see you guys.
Mm-hmm. We don't get visitors very often because our place is so tiny and out of the way, but it was fun having everybody here. We are thinking about moving next year, though.
Yes, you told me you're gonna move closer to us so that you can participate with our tomfoolery.
Right, we're gonna try. That is the goal, is to move out towards you guys. But my brother got his real estate license in Texas, so he's all up my ass going, "Hey, when are you moving out?" And I had to tell him 30 times, not till next June or July.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hopefully the market will calm down enough to where we can find a place to either rent, potentially even buy.
If you can mortgage out a home, there's lots of options for it, and houses are just appreciating assets. So, especially here in Texas. Yeah.
I would love to buy. I think that would probably be one of the better moves.
You'd be
renting, you're just kind of throwing away money.
You'd be a homeowner faster than a lot of millennials.
Yeah. It's because I don't buy Starbucks every day.
Exactly.
I also don't drink coffee, so that helps.
Oh man, same. I don't get how people do it.
But Ivy drinks coffee all the time. I don't understand it.
All I know about coffee, besides like the obvious, is that it gives you the shits, and people get really addicted to it. Like I remember Kyle back in high school would drink like a cup, like 2 or 3 cups a day.
Oh. Yeah. Have you ever like been talking to somebody with coffee breath?
Yeah, I guess. I don't exactly know what that smells like because it's been a while since I've.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I worked. I think Andrew could attest to this too because he worked in an office. Maybe Ivy too, but working full time at a corporate job, everybody drinks coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But when they come up to talk to you, I worked in the warehouse, so I was down here on the totem pole. Everybody else is way up here.
Yeah.
They'd come and they'd talk down to you and like put their hand on your shoulder and say, "Hey." They go, "Hey, noticed you were doing something stupid there." So now that smell of coffee breath is just ingrained into my brain, and I never want to smell like that because it was awful.
Yeah, if it's anything like how people who smoke cigarettes smell, it's like I can get that. Obviously not apples to apples, but just like the sensation of like, oh, I don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gross.
As a former smoker myself, I can agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You know, we could do a whole episode about vaping, but I'm not going to.
See, I know nothing about vaping, and to this day don't understand how the things work. Like somebody,
I know enough.
Like I know at many points in time, I have felt very embarrassed because people have handed me vape pens or just vapes in general and be like, "Hey, you want a hit?" I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take a hit," and then I verbally have to say no because I don't know how they work.
You press the button.
But that doesn't make sense. I don't know because all the little machines are different.
They are different. They really are. There's a whole bunch of products out there that they're terrible, and those are the ones that try to do things differently. They usually end up really bad.
Are Juul pods still a thing? Do people still use Juul pods?
Mm-hmm. I get a lot of customers that come in trying to get off Juul. Actually,
really?
Mm-hmm.
Get off Juul?
The nicotine is so high in those, and they're so expensive and bad for the environment.
Okay.
Because they're just those little pre-filled pods.
Yeah, they're the new age cigarette.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Basically, yeah. And those are the reason the whole vape industry is kind of taking a dump right now.
Yeah, I remember that they had those weird. They held the whole like legal debacle over the flavor. Like there was a specific flavor.
Mango.
Yeah, the mango one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember that they were getting the shit suit out of them because of it, because it's like, oh, you're marketing to minors, you know. They were. Well, basically, for sure they were. Like, there's evidence to it because I worked right next to a vape shop, and there was constantly like you could tell like underage kids going in there, but I remember like it was only menthol, right, that they could sell afterward. It was just menthol.
Menthol and tobacco.
Okay.
Yeah, and Juuls, they're expensive. They're bad for the environment for you anyway. So I wasn't too sad to see their popularity take a dip. But yeah, I get a lot of customers coming in trying to get off those and the disposables. The disposables are worse. Oh, they're so bad for you. The nicotine is as much as the Juul, but you get one of those things and it says 4,000 puffs. Like that number is arbitrary. That doesn't really mean anything because it's got a set amount of juice in there, but it also has a battery in there. You can't replace either one of those, so when one dies, you gotta throw it.
Yeah.
And you're just wasting tons of money. We have a chart at work. It's like, hey, our regular bottle of juice is 30 milliliters. If you buy one of those disposables, it has 2.7. Do the math. You're basically paying $150 for this little bottle of juice. Then they're like, well, let me get a whole new setup then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got him.
You're using savvy marketing strategy.
Yeah, basically.
You're basically telling them, hey, idiot, you're overpaying tremendously.
And they are. It's crazy. People just, some of them get it. The other ones are like, cool, man, I don't mind. I'm like, all right, do you think?
Yeah, it is what it is. If they want to spend $150 on the equivalent of a like giant bottle, go for it. Not my money.
Yeah, I agree. So that's what we say at work. Like, man, that guy's a pain in the ass. I'll still take his money though.
Yeah,
I've got some good customer stories if we ever want to do that.
At some point. But that reminds me because Issa was watching. The only reason it reminded me because I saw the scene again. Issa's watching Breaking Bad for the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah, for the first time. Yeah.
Oh no!
It's so good. Thank God she hates Skylar.
Oh, good.
She hates her, like everyone should. She hates Skylar, but it was the scene where the main character, I won't spoil because it's still a recent show and it's still good. Main character starts with a W, goes out to buy a piece for himself. He goes out to buy a glizzy, a Glock.
Yeah, and then the guy from Supernatural is there too.
Yes, and the guy is like, you're not a convicted felon. You could just go get a gun legally. Mm-hmm. Why are you buying from me? Like, I'm happy to take your money. I just want to know why me.
That's awesome. She's watching Breaking Bad for the first time.
Yeah.
That's one of those shows I wish I could go back and just forget that I had watched it completely.
Yes. Yes, to see it all over again for the first time would be fantastic. That and Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is also really good.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
You've never seen Game of Thrones? Adam! Yeah. Adam, you'd love it. For many reasons. Two in particular, they rest on people's chests.
You stop it. You stop it. I don't know. I listened to everybody talk about it for so long, and then I watched one episode, and I was like, okay, I get it. That was like the season 7 finale. Season 8 comes out, and everybody's like, don't even watch it. The show sucks now. I'm like, well, no, I really don't want to watch it.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know for certain, but like I thought when it came out that there were rumors that were like they're gonna try to remake it whenever the piss boy Martin finishes his goddamn books.
I've heard that too recently.
Yeah, it's like whenever he decides to finish his books. Oh yeah, and Andrew's saying don't watch after like season 4/5. Yeah, I can mostly agree. I mostly agree.
I do too. Oh wait, he's talking about Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And the depressing, apathetic birthday handjob in the pilot episode is jarring.
That's what I was agreeing with.
Yeah, same thing. It was not apples to apples, but it's the same thing for the Berserk author. He's gonna kick the bucket before he finishes the show or the book series, and then we won't get a fucking series finale that we actually can condone.
Right. I never felt the need to watch Game of Thrones. I might. If I run out of things to watch, I will.
Aside from like the stupid horny crap that comes in the show, it is really good writing. Like the suspenseful characters like Tyrion,
little guy, right?
yeah, little man.
He's an angry elf.
He is fantastic as an actor, by the way. I forgot his name off the top of my head, and I feel very bad about it.
But he's the guy. He's the guy Will Ferrell calls an angry elf. An elf.
Yes.
Same guy. Yeah.
Tyrion, his father, Jamie. Like there are so many character arcs that go through so many. Peter Dinklage. Thank you. Yes. That's his name. There are so many characters that goes through so many interesting character developments and character arcs, especially Arya. If you ever go and watch it, I think Ivy said she's seen it. She'll watch it. Take her up on that. Take her up on it. It's such a good show. Like I know it's really like it's been years since it's come out, and the season finale, or the last season wasn't that good, but like everything up until that point, mostly okay.
So is Arya the one? Is
Stark family?
Maisie Williams?
Yes, Maisie Williams. Yep.
She was in Doctor Who.
Yes, she also was in Doctor Who. Yes,
which I have been binging the hell out of.
You sad boy. You sad man. No, listen.
I like Doctor Who.
No, listen. I did the same thing. I binged when the whole craze started up in America, like years ago. Did the same thing. I'm guilty of it too.
Well, I've loved it since high school, and I stopped watching it for a few years just because I couldn't figure out where to get it because they took it off Netflix. But they put it on HBO Max, and man, they got this old dude in as the Doctor. He's Scottish. He was the best one. He played guitar. He's so cool.
Wait, is that the old man one? The one that came after, not right after David Tennant, but the one after the one that came David Tennant?
Yes.
Okay.
He is awesome. I about cried at his regeneration.
Nah.
I was like, this is perfect for him.
That's how I felt when David Tennant left.
Everybody did that when David Tennant left.
He was such a good doctor.
He was a good doctor. He was great. It's just,
I think
for some reason,
they
never.
One of my least favorite companions, the red hair one.
Donna?
Yeah, I hated her so much. She had a good character development by the end of it, but God, she was annoying.
He made the redhead angry. Ivy loves Donna.
I'm sorry, Ivy, but she's not a good character.
So Donna's on the fence. I liked Rose. Martha was all right, and then I really liked Amy and Rory from Matt Smith's era. And then Clara has been my favorite so far out of all of them.
Rose is the blonde one from the original ones, right? Or the original modern version of it.
Yes, yes.
Martha's the black chick?
Yep.
Okay. Rory and who?
Amy.
Amy, that's the redhead, the other redhead.
Yep.
And
her husband.
And her husband. I forget who Rory was.
That's okay, everybody does.
And then I past that, don't know any of them. Past that, don't know any of them. Nope.
And then, so old man doctor regenerated into a female doctor, which everybody's excited for. I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, it's just okay. It's just okay.
In the show's like lore and story, he's always wanted to be a female. I know that much. However, from everything that, because I haven't been in the fandom for years at this point, and when they did that, I was like, okay, cool. Let me read up on this. It seems interesting because I thought the same thing. Apparently, there's so much woke bullshit in it that it's just like, this is not story or character development. This is just political stuff.
In defense, it's a lot less than people have made it out to be.
I mean, there shouldn't be any, in my opinion.
Right, but Doctor Who's always been it's always been a little political.
Yeah, because
they made it really political.
Yeah, it's because it's British.
There was less than I would have thought, given how many people were complaining. But there's still a bit in there. It's annoying.
How far into it are you? Because from what I tell, it's pretty bad. From what I've read, it's pretty bad.
Let me open my HBO Max and tell you.
Yeah. Because
I think I'm on the most recent season to come out, season 12.
Because I know the British. if you've seen any amount of British Parliament, like debates or arguments, it is hilarious. But that political system over there is kind of just like, oh man, it's all sorts of fucked.
Weird. Yeah, I'm just starting the most recent season to have aired.
Okay, so season 13.
I'm a season into the new Doctor.
Okay, so she has one already.
Yep, and it was all right. It was okay.
Okay,
I didn't like it that much. The weird thing is there wasn't some big overarching plot. There was a character in the first episode that showed up at the end of the season. That was the biggest overarching plot. That's kind of what bothered me.
It was mostly episodic.
Yeah, it was weird. They didn't serialize almost anything. There wasn't any. I think they were just playing it safe, but that's not what you expect from Doctor Who with it such a. I forget what I was saying, but you get what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah, nah. I know for a fact that the ratings for the most recent and the previous season, the one that you were just finished, have been the lowest in the history of the show. I know that much.
Right. So, they have been. And what's weird is, if you know me, for backstory, I really like knowing stuff before anybody else. So I'll research leaks online for hours for something I'm excited for, like I did for Resident Evil 8. And
which, by the way,
I came across what?
By the way, we need to tell Crispy that it's okay to talk about Resident Evil 8 now.
Oh yeah, type that back in chat. I never played it. I ended up just watching the whole thing.
Fair enough.
But I came across this leak and it said, "Oh, BBC's happy with the ratings." And that's where I immediately discredited that leak.
Oh yeah,
they are low.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's like when you go to Rotten Tomatoes and you see the critic score, it's like 90 plus, and then the audience score is like 30 or lower. You're like, yep, not going to see that one.
Yeah. That was. What movie did that happen with recently? Was it Venom?
No clue, man. No clue. I'm not a big movie guy, so.
No, I used to be when theaters were open.
Back when we were live.
Right. We have a movie theater up here. Have you been to an Alamo Draft House?
Name rings a bell, just because I might have heard about it, but never been to one. No.
It's a really cool place. It's a lot like Movie House.
Mm-hmm.
Just I think a little more stylized. Like they've got a bunch of special events rather than, hey, just come here to eat and watch a movie.
So it is a movie theater, though.
Yeah. They have a huge bar in there too. It's actually pretty good.
Ah, okay. What's like the ambiance inside of it?
Classic movies, like they have big posters up for B movie horror movies and special events, really vintage feeling. Yeah, like Andrew says, cater more towards adults than kids. It's very true.
Makes sense.
I like it a lot. Like they have a really strict no phone policy where they will kick you out.
I appreciate that. There's a little bit of authority behind it.
Oh, I agree. I think it's fantastic. That's Ivy's favorite place. We have one 5 minutes from us, and it hasn't been open since like last summer.
Is it?
It's finally coming back though.
Is it a cereal like company type thing, a franchise company, or?
Yeah. There's some all over the country.
Okay. I thought it was like a one-off thing, and I was worried that they're like gonna go out of business or something.
No, they did file for bankruptcy though.
Did you say
they
that?
were able to keep a bunch of them open.
That's nice.
Yeah, thankfully, because seriously, that is the best place to watch a movie. It's a little more expensive when it comes to the food and drinks, but it is really, really good.
Well, you're paying for the extra ambiance and the environment, so it's kind of worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
The coolest thing is they have like themed dishes and drinks basing on what movie is like the big premiering movie that week.
Oh, that's cool.
So we went to see It 2.
Mm-hmm.
It Chapter 2.
Yeah. Wait, is that a modern movie or is it an older movie?
It's the modern, it's the remake.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, we saw the Chapter 2, but they had this alcoholic milkshake. It was like a vanilla milkshake with pureed strawberries in it, and they called it, I don't know, some gross bloody name. No, not the grasshopper, Ivy. She's 20 feet away from me. I forget what it was called, but it was really, really damn good, and it was strong. But then we got to a part of the movie where Pennywise bites somebody's head off, and I about puked because I was drinking it, and immediately I was like, I'm eating brains. I got to put that away. It freaked me out. It wigged me out real bad. But their like cocktails are great. Got a lot of stuff on tap. It's a good time.
Such a baby, Adam.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Yeah,
my brain is weird.
No, trust me. I have been in the same position before, but not brains, but like blood type drink, where it's like a Bloody Mary kind of thing. It's just like, oh god, I can't keep going. Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Ivy she just posted in chat something else. They have a bunch of special events too, so you can go and they'll have a screening of like a sing-along Rocky Horror Picture Show. Everybody sings along to it.
I have never seen that movie, and I don't want to.
I haven't either, and I don't want to either. However, the event is cool, and they'll go through and they'll show old classic movies, like really classic movies, and then recent hits. Like they showed the first Harry Potter movie there, just on a whim, because they had an open theater, which is cool. And we went to see. I am a sensitive little boy. Thanks, chat. We went to see Spider-Man: Far From Home. And they had this event. It was like a Saturday morning cartoons event. So we went in our PJs at like 10 a.m. and they had a cereal bar up front. And we just ate cereal and watched the movie. It was a fun time. It was awesome.
See, did you say cereal bar?
Yeah.
Like breakfast cereal bar?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's, you know what? As an adult, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It was. We went in our PJs. It was great.
That
sounds like woke up and went.
Sounds like a good date night. Gonna be honest with you.
It was a good date morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I went back and slept for another 3 hours.
There you go. There you go. That's the good part.
That if you ever get it when they open back up, Alamo is great.
Maybe
well, I didn't even know movies are coming out now to even go watch. All of them are going straight to streaming.
Yeah, which I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe you can ask Igo what movies are coming out, because I know he's the big movie man. Don't ask him for recommendations, but go ahead and ask him for what's coming out.
We're on the same wavelength today. I know what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, there haven't been many movies coming out. Like the Mortal Kombat movie is supposed to be out in theaters, but it's on HBO Max. It's all right. I don't like it that much.
Which ones? The Mortal Kombat movies?
They remade Mortal Kombat again.
Wait, is that the newest movie that's come out? I heard it wasn't that bad.
It's on HBO. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge fan of the games.
Fair. I mean, neither am I, but I just, from everything that I heard, like all the influencers that I follow, like it seemed okay. I'll
give it another shot. Maybe I should give it another shot. The Snyder Cut was good, by the way.
I heard really good reviews about that.
Except for the fact that like 18% of the movie's in slow motion, which comes out to like half an hour.
Yeah. I think like wasn't the Snyder Cut like 4 hours long or something stupid?
Yeah, it was 4.5 hours long.
Fuck that. I already get bored in a 2.5 hour movie, and that's pushing it.
You feel every hour.
Yeah. Fucking looking at you, Lighthouse. God damn it.
I still haven't watched that. It's been on my list forever.
When you're around Zach and Andrew,
I know
they love the movie. They think it's a good movie. I think it's stupid. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I
heard the performances are amazing. That's the only reason I'd probably watch it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson do fantastic jobs. And the economic story behind the movie is fantastic as well. I think they spent only $1 million on the production of the movie.
That's it?
Yeah. It was super cheap. And they made 800% of what they put into it. So it was $8 million return on a $1 million movie. I think it actually might have been more. But yeah. In that regard, fantastic movie. Money wise.
Yeah, it's making fun of you. I'm not going to repeat what they said.
Listen here. Don't you call me out on that. That's not fair.
Oh man, we'll have to watch The Lighthouse. That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. I will not join you for that unless I'm very drunk. Because nope, that movie I can't watch again.
Oh, that's right. You have seen it.
I've watched it like 3 times at this point.
Man, my like 2 watch lists on the streaming services I have are just immense. By the way, I don't pay for all of them. I pay for one of them.
You got lucky and you have other people paying for them.
I did.
Yeah.
Ivy's parents, Netflix and HBO, or no, Netflix and Hulu. I pay for HBO, and then her brother got Disney Plus last week, so now we have Disney Plus.
Very nice. Very nice.
Which I watched the first episode of The Mandalorian. It was fairly decent.
I didn't like the first season of that show. Too episodic for my taste. It takes a while to get paced up. But overall, afterwards was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes because the first one was good. Yeah. I tried watching some of the second episode and it was so late at night I couldn't really focus on it, so I just turned it off.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's very much a sit down and watch show, like Breaking Bad or whatever. It's not like a have on in the background thing.
Yeah, that's the hard part with a lot of these shows. I want to be able to watch them, but I can't just. I'm trying to do other stuff. I don't have time to just sit down and watch TV.
Wait. Who? Andrew, my friend's ex-girlfriend's sister's simp.
Oh.
Wait, which one is that? Friend's
Did you thought it said pimp?
Sister. Yeah. For a second I thought it said pimp. I was like, excuse me? Nah.
That's been great tonight. Y'all have been fun.
Have you seen Castlevania by chance?
I know a new season just came out.
It's fantastic. I think it's the last season. I'm not sure, but it was really good. Very much, if you haven't seen the show already, it is primo. It is good shit.
Say anime?
It's done by an American studio, but yeah, I think so.
In the style of.
Yeah, in the style of. It's based off of obviously Castlevania, the video game series.
All right, I might give it a shot.
It is. I think you'd like it in particular. It's good.
I'm very excited for the new Resident Evil Netflix series to come out.
There's a Netflix series?
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard about this one.
It's a new show. It's fully CGI. It comes out in July.
Fully CGI. Ooh.
I'm with you. I don't know how I feel about that one, but it's got Claire and Leon back.
It's, in my opinion, it's better than live action. I think live action, like, video game renditions are kind of dumb. Just because, like, there's an amount of fantasy aspect, like, and or sci-fi, depending on the series, that, like, you just can't recreate with CG and people.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, with live action, you have the limitations. If it doesn't look like real life, you're going to get pulled right out of it, or the viewer is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch the original Resident Evil movies?
Yes, me and Zach were actually thinking about going back and not watching all of them, but like picking a few of them out and watching them back. I actually went and saw, I think it was Redemption. It's whichever one took place in a fucking prison. With Igo and Orion back in the day in theaters. It was
That'd be fun.
Jump cutty mess.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was. They're all awful. They're all awful.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a shame video game adaptations aren't better.
There's too much expectation behind them, like, because they're beloved franchises more often than not. That like people who have never touched or played the game see as popular, and they're like, hey, we could make money off of that, and they just shill things.
Yeah,
they did do the Sonic movie well, though.
I never saw it.
Did you not? Very much worth seeing. I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but if you can find a streaming service that has it, it's definitely worth the view.
Let me look it up. Because
the animation studio bullied into making the movie again.
I know. Oh, it's on Hulu. I could watch it on Hulu.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's free on Amazon too. So.
Ooh, I might go watch it again.
I saw it and I was like, that's for kids, and I'm like, And then I turn right around and Ivy's watching Moana, so we might enjoy it.
If nothing else, you can watch it for her.
Yeah, she likes those kids movies. Can't blame her though; they are fun. I started hearing Moana come from upstairs a few days ago after we got HBO or Disney Plus, and I went, oh, not again.
Yeah, very much.
God.
Yeah. There's only
God.
I'm sorry. It's the I keep thinking about it. The old Disney movies were fantastic, and now I just have the Hunchback of Notre Dame. God damn it, Hunchback of Notre Dame stuck in my head now.
You good? Do we need to end this thing?
Potentially. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm out of things to talk about, so I'm cool calling it.
Yep. It's been good to have you back, friend. Especially considering you deathbed twice now. Twice.
One of them was self-inflicted.
You gotta take better care of yourself, fam.
It wasn't okay. Yes, I do. It wasn't funny, but now it really is.
See, at the moment, it's like poking a dead horse. But now it's like you can laugh about it.
Yeah, now I think it's really funny, and I'm like, I'm such an idiot. I'm just glad I can laugh about it now. Otherwise, it'd be trauma. All right. Is there anything we need to plug before we get out of here? Our YouTube channel, we're going to start uploading on there this week.
Finally, after 3 weeks now of saying that is it 4 weeks now? Mm-hmm. Oh god, yeah. 4 weeks now of saying that we've got it going. That's going. Social media.
That's on me. It's on me. Social media is coming very soon. We're working on make merch. No, not yet, at least. So socials are coming soon. Yet. Art for the channel is coming soon. YouTube channel is the next thing, and we want to get on TikTok.
As much as I don't want to, it's just a smart decision. There's so many Zoomers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been lucrative for a lot of people.
There's this one chick that she doesn't follow. She just pointed out to me. I forget her name. I just know that she's like an e-girl type who like recently like started making music, and like she made it big from TikTok.
Is it that face zoom chick with the real high ponytail? Bella something.
Think so.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Bella Porch, that's her name. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Bella Porch.
That's sad. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be on TikTok very soon. Trying to think, is there anything else, Henry?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
We will see you next week, same time, same place, with guests.
Yes.
Ivy will be on next week, which should be a fun time.
Yes.
That'll be a really fun time.
We get to hear the ladies take it out on us for a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm very excited. So we will see you guys next week at 6:00 here on Twitch. Come follow us over on YouTube. Wait, what's our YouTube channel? Just Backseat PC?
I believe so, yes.
Yep, go to Backseat PC on YouTube. Sub to us there so you can catch replays and clips of the podcast. And we will see you then. Thanks for watching, everybody. We love you.
Bye. Take care. Bye-bye.